It was lies that brought us to war. It's lies that's keeping us in the war. The vast majority of Americans and the vast majority of Iraqis do not want this war to continue. The only people that want it to continue are the people in Washington who don't allow this war to be ended. Why are they doing it? Why do they have this policy when everybody else in the world knows that this is a bullshit war and it should be stopped? I'm going to tell you. It's because they're making ridiculous amounts of fucking money. And if they have told anybody else, hey, you can make some money too, those people are making ridiculous amounts of fucking money. So it's easy to see why they have their policy. The people of the world do not want this war, but a few powerful people are forcing it on us through lies. War is death and destruction. To understand this war, you got to understand why the war was started. It wasn't started because we thought they had nuclear bombs. If they had nuclear bombs, we would know it. There would be no doubt. And we would not invade them. No. We do not start fights with countries that have nuclear bombs. Yeah. Take, for example, the Cold War. They had nuclear bombs. We had nuclear bombs. Neither of us touched each other. We fought that war in different ways. You see? Like, for example, Korea now. They have nuclear bombs. So we don't fight them like we used to fight people. We don't fight nuclear bomb-having countries. We mess with them in different ways, of course. But we don't invade them. You see? So to understand why we invaded them, you have to go back a couple of years before the war started. There's an organization called PNAC. Some of you have probably heard of it. The Project for the New American Century. A bunch of the people who are in the White House now, who are instrumental in starting this war. They had this plan to overthrow Saddam and invade Iraq all the way back in the 90s. And then, fast forward a couple of years, they get their war. They started it on lies. Forget spreading democracy. That's the biggest lie ever. We couldn't spread democracy to a country of the population of one person. It's just not possible. American-style democracy being spread anywhere in the world is the biggest lie you will ever hear. I'll tell you why. Because America has a democracy that works because we're the richest country in the world. We have enough money for all the richest riches to be richy rich. And there's still plenty of money left over to have a big, thriving middle class. You cannot replicate that. You cannot have that in another country because there's not that much wealth in the world for another country to have as much as we have to gain from a system like that. The lie that we're helping Iraq is just a big lie. We're not helping them by killing hundreds of thousands of their people. We're not helping them by occupying their country. We're not spreading democracy. And first of all, you can't help people that you don't love. We don't even like Iraq. People in our government don't even like them, let alone love them. And you have to love something in order to fight for it and help it. Like, I love this country, you see? The people in the government, they love our country. That's why they're willing to fight for it. But it doesn't work for another country that you don't care about. You can say you care about it, but until you come out and you say, I love Iraq, you're not allowed to fight for them.